Hey, I don't want to waste a bunch of your time, bro. I'm not buying anything today.
All right, not a problem, Curtis. It sounds like information day. Okay, sounds like you're shopping. Let's find a vehicle you like. Okay, consider owning. Take it for a spin, and then I'll give you some numbers to think about. Sound fair enough?
That's fair enough. All right, not bad, not bad. Guys, do I need to overcome that? When in the process does somebody say this? Right at the beginning. If it's inside 60 seconds, is it real? Jerk reaction, it's fake. It's giving me a way out if I don't like this transaction. I've heard nothing good about car dealers. I'm not comfortable here. I'm setting up my way out if I have to get out of here. So how do I overcome that? What's the first thing I need to do? Just agree. Yeah, not a problem. I completely understand. Let me get you all the information you need to make a decision. Hopefully when you are ready, you'll choose to do business with me. Is that fair enough? I just given him his way out. That's it. That's all he's asking for. You don't need to try and overcome that. You don't need to start asking questions. What if the deal was right? I mean, if I got your payment, look way too fucking early for any of that. Just agree and move forward.
All right, so if that video doesn't make you want to pull your hair out, there's thousands of more on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube of car salespeople being trained in their sales meetings, in their classes, their trainings. These videos are now all over the internet. Now think about this. Just probably 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, before the pandemic excitement, when prices were going to the moon and dealers were able to play the craziest games with us, these videos weren't out there as much. It was almost a very little known secret that the dealers practiced and rehearsed their phraseology, their dialogues with the general customer, the general public out there.
I don't need to drive it if I can't get to my payment. Let's go see the payments first.
Curtis, I completely understand. Last thing I don't want to do is waste your time. You're probably on one of your days off, correct?
Yeah.
Last thing I don't want to do is go inside for 45 minutes, negotiate. We come outside and you don't even like the way the car drives. So let's save the hassle. Take it for a quick 5-minute test drive. Once we get back, promise you get the best price, payment, and interest rate. Fair enough?
You know you fucked up already, right?
Yeah.
I can see it on your face. Is he overcoming time, or is time my issue, or was payment my issue?
And they never wanted us to really know that. But I don't know about you all, but I've had friends who were in the car business, and one in particular worked at a car dealership that it was one of his first or second jobs after he got out of the Army. And I remember he would tell me stories about the things they did to their customers that they considered to be funny. They considered to be almost a badge of honor. For example, in one story he shared with me was a senior couple coming in with a Toyota Camry whose lease was up, who wanted to just get another one. But of course, rates were different at the time, options were different, and while they were stressing about payment a little bit, they ended up getting put into a Toyota Corolla. And he came to me afterwards. We were going out that night, and he's bragging, because that's what they did at the dealership, about how he was able to take somebody out of a Camry and stick them in a Corolla for the same exact payment. And he said that he was making so much money on the deal that he had to throw in all kinds of accessories from like the parts department and stuff just to justify the deal to the bank, because it was so egregious. And he thought he was such a gladiator of a salesperson to have been able to do that to these people. And I remember asking him, well, his name was Frank. I said, Frank, you never, you were never a salesperson before. How are you learning all this stuff? He says, we rehearse and practice and do objection handling every single day. Every single shift, we are doing practice in between quiet times in the dealer when there's nobody there. We sit back, we watch videos, tutorials, role play. We do all this stuff so that we are prepared for when the customer comes in. We have an answer to every single objection. We have a question that we're going to lead them into making a decision we want them to make. We know exactly how much time we're going to keep them there. We don't go back and actually talk to the manager about the deal. The manager already knows what the deal is going to be, and he's just pushing me back to go back and say, no, we can't do things. When I said, what do you do when you go back to the manager? He says, well, one time I went back to the manager, and the manager said, stop selling to me, go sell to your customer. And they role played for 5 minutes just to get him comfortable with what he was going to say back to me. It wasn't that they were seriously contemplating whether they were going to do the deal or not that I was proposing. It was that they were practicing better ways of getting me to become more compliant and take the deal that they were offering. So in this video, I simply wanted to share for anybody out there shopping for cars, things got stupid this last 5 years, let's say, while markups got stupid and crazy. But what happened is the dealers and the salespeople got really, really good at practicing and learning and just mastering the dialogues. They know what you're going to say. A good car salesman knows what you're going to say and what they're going to say to you before you even say it. And they're going to hit you with it. And they practice it thousands of times that it's almost unfair when you think about it, that someone like myself who's bought, I don't know, 50, 60 cars in my lifetime, and I negotiate for a living, very large deals and run a business, and you'd think I'm a good business person. But what about the average person? What about the senior citizen or the first-time car buyer or the kid out of college or just a guy who's bought 1 or 2 cars in his lifetime and now walks into a dealership and thinks that these people are being fair, but they're using the training, the dialogue, the scripts to get this person to pay too much.
What's my payment going to be?
I'm not too sure just yet, but we'll figure the details once you're here. We'll have to work everything whenever you're here.
Okay, can you give me an idea before I come in?
Sure I can. Let me just give me a minute.
See it? You guys see it? What the hell's going on here in this room? You don't know what you want to say, do you?
Not really, no.
Would you come buy something for me if I told you I couldn't give you the payment?
Probably not, no.
But you use it on your customers. You guys feel me? Kevin, I'm so glad you asked that. Our licensed finance department uses a very strict budgeting system that ensures that, listen, Kevin, you don't ever have to worry about your payment being too high. As a matter of fact, Kevin, most of our clients that had the same concern as you in the past actually left with a much lower payment than they were expecting.
For something that somebody who was more adept, more shrewd, more sharp, better negotiator would get the same exact thing for a better price, which is why exactly Tesla can charge, let's say it's $55,000 for a Model 3 Performance, knowing that in 12 months from now, that same Model 3 Performance is going to depreciate by 50%. Why would anyone buy that thing? Well, they've made the process so incredibly easy, and there's only one place you can go. You got to go to their website, put your $200 down or whatever it is, and click the buttons and order the car, and that's the price. But when you go to a normal dealership, the price moves around.
I'm not interested in driving until I know the price.
For sure. The prices are on the windshield.
Okay, cool. So this one isn't. So this one just came in, the price isn't on the windshield.
Oh, the price? Okay, cool. Yeah, look, Andy, I totally get everybody runs in here, dude, what's the price, what's the price, what's the price on this? I'm gonna get you the best price. It's the beginning of the month, it's the middle, it's the end. We got all kinds of different sales going on. But here's the deal. If you drive...
And as we found with add-ons and markups and $400 in nitrogen-filled tires, that it changes for every single circumstance depending on the customer. I've had car salesmen that I've gotten to know, tell me straight up, and you can also see this on videos, that they're sizing up the customer by every possible metric.
If you sell cars, here are 3 ways to guarantee that the person who came to your dealership is there to buy a car, or is at least buying a car that day. So you might as well make sure it's off you and not assume that they're not a buyer. If they came with their husband and wife, then people are very serious. Husbands and wives do not go to car dealerships to have fun. If they have their title on them to their trade-in, they're there to buy a car. Nobody just carries their title around. And if their trunk is completely cleaned out and it looks like there's nothing in their car and no signs of life, those people are there to buy a car.
Here are 5 dead giveaway signs that the customer that just walked into the dealership is a buyer and has good credit. Number 1, if they got a vest on, they're at 850 minimum to 900 credit score, can buy anything they want on the lot with 0 down. And if you upset them, they're going to walk out the dealership.
I mean, what they're wearing, their demographic, what they rolled in. I've heard if it's a newer car, they immediately assume that guy's got a loan on it. If they're older, gray-haired people, they might be able to take more advantage of them. If it's a younger, ego-driven guy wearing a Rolex and a Versace, shirt, that they're going to be able to play him with the ego play. Well, if you can't afford it, that's okay. We understand, and make him flex that, yes, I can, and then get screwed. They know every possible way to extract money out of us because they are practicing. So for those of you, and I've said this on several videos, who have commented that you think it's crappy what I do to dealerships and how I go visit them and I troll them and I give them crap and I'm wasting their time and they're just trying to earn a living. Here's the deal. I understand that salespeople are going to learn how to sell. And sales has been a part of frankly, our universe since the beginning of time. So I don't fault somebody for selling. What I fault them is that when they know that somebody probably can't afford something or that they're about to screw somebody so bad because that person was completely ill-equipped to be able to negotiate against somebody who trains an hour a day and learns every single objection handler and will say anything to get the sale.
All right, Enrique. Look, man, if we get the numbers 110% to your satisfaction, my brother, you'd be interested in taking this puppy home today, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. But let me just tell you something, Evan. Like,
Yeah.
I love the car. Everything's fine, bro.
Yeah.
But I think I got 3 more to go look at.
Got a couple more you want to take a look
Yeah.
at? Enrique, you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Look, are the ones you're going to go take a look at similar to mine, or are they completely different?
Yeah,
like,
they're
are they similar?
They're similar, yeah. They look around the same range.
Okay, cool. Enrique, can I ask you a question? Look, listen, let's say hypothetically you went and saw 3 of them, 10 of them,
Yeah.
15, 20 of them, Enrique, and mine was the last one that you took a look at. In the end, what would be the determining factor? Would it be the car itself, regardless of the deal that the dealership was willing to give you? Or would it be the great deal that the dealership was willing to give you? Which one?
The great deal.
It would be the great deal. Enrique, so it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, it's just when. And the win is when the deal is right.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Good. So if I could save you some time and money, would that offend you in any way?
Let's do it. It would save
Enrique,
me some time.
come on.
Let's
Follow
do
me
it.
inside. Come on, baby. Let's go, baby. Come on, man. I got you.
That the system's just not fair. What, Brad? Didn't your mom tell you? Life's not fair. Absolutely. But the problem is that there's people out there that have commented on my videos, and I'm not whining about it, that they don't think what I'm doing is fair. They don't think that me bringing these things to light, illuminating the obstacles that you're looking towards having to be confronted with when you go purchase a car, that this isn't fair. Well, here's my deal. I'm simply on the other end of what they're doing and helping train and coach all of you out there to keep you from paying too much for something that someone a little better equipped, someone with a little more knowledge, maybe a stronger driver personality type, might save $3, $4, $5, $10,000 on eliminating a markup because they held firm, where you fell for all the stuff and the sales tactics that these guys and gals practice every single day. And now you can go to TikTok, you can go to YouTube, and you can watch and learn all the games these folks are playing. But considering the average person might only buy 1 or 2 cars every, let's say, 5 or 6, 7 years, that it's not worth your time to go spend all that time watching those videos. But here's the deal. If my video will land in your recommended and you see this and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm about to go buy a car, or I just left the dealership and they used all those things on me and I just overpaid, maybe you'll forward this video to somebody else you know and save them from falling victim to a slick-talking, well-trained, well-rehearsed salesperson that will say anything to get the deal.
Hey Terry, this is Abe at Car Dealership. Did I catch you at a bad time? Okay, perfect. Hey Terry, I'm just going to be straightforward with you. This is a sales call. But I promise you that if you give me 60 seconds of your time and you don't like what I have to say, I'll leave you alone forever. Does that sound fair? Okay, great. So I have a customer that's looking for a 2015 Jeep Wrangler just like the one you currently own. Therefore, we'd be willing to pay you top dollar on trade-in if that's something that appeals to you.
So be careful. It's all over the internet now. They're flexing. It's now a badge of honor to show how good they are, to show how slick they are, and how much they're able to squeeze out of a buyer. And they brag about it. I'm not going to name a bunch of them on TikTok, but you can go on there if TikTok survives this next few weeks and watch these egomaniacs just flex on how they're able to muscle these unsuspecting, inexperienced people buying a car that maybe they haven't experienced doing this in years, and they're able to muscle them into spending $350 or $400 on nitrogen, air in their tires. It's utterly insane. So with that, everybody, just be strong. Email me at ocmotivator@gmail if you're going to buy a car. Run your deal by me. I've literally helped probably 10 or 12 people just in the last month who have sent deals to me, and I've told them, and frankly, I've told half of them, you did a great job, do the deal. At this point, it's diminishing returns. You're going to fight for another 4 hours, and you're going to save $350. At this point, take the money and run. Others, I've told them, run like hell. They're completely screwing you on 4 or 5 different aspects of this transaction. And I will do everything I can to get back and help you all. And I'm not charging anything to do it. I've had people offer me money to help them with buying the car. It's not my thing. Maybe someday I'll do it on the channel. But I don't want to charge you guys. Because you're going to pay me, you might as well just save the money on the car. I'd rather give you some great ideas here on the channel where, by the way, you don't have to pay anything for this stuff. Just watch an ad or two, like, and subscribe. With that, this video is over. Take care, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Woo! What's up, guys? My name's Brody, and I'm here to tell you about my Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Now, this ain't your knick-knack scatty pack. This is the SRT, or CERT, short for Certified Badass. This thing's packing a 6.2 just like me. Check this out. These rotors right here are bigger than my ego.